Okay, I'm ready. People are messy. Like, who am I kidding? The whole world's messy. So many people talk nowadays about having trust issues like some kind of a joke. But is it though? Once I went to Eaton Park and I asked for a burger. If you don't know Eaton Park, it's a Pennsylvania thing. So once I went to Eaton Park and asked for a burger and I asked for no cheese. That was it, just no cheese. They came back, it had cheese. And so I was like, Senor, I do not want this burger, for it has cheese. They took back the burger, it came back. Guess what it had? 2 pieces of cheese and hair. Way to be, Eaton Park. But they got good cookies, so I guess it's okay. Okay, now that I've annoyed you enough, I want our first lesson today to be about faith. But not in a cheeseburger, but in Jesus. Jesus is the one constant, 100% trustworthy person we can put our faith and trust in. And boy, are there a lot of Bible verses about faith. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Matthew 21:21. And Jesus answered them, Truly I say to you, if you have faith and do not doubt, you will not only do what has been done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and thrown into the sea, it'll happen. Matthew 21:22. And whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive, if you have faith. But one thing I couldn't really understand about God is how he promises these extraordinary things to happen from us by just having faith beyond a shadow of a doubt in him during our trials. I mean, that seems pretty good. I mean, when we've tried everything to fix the problem ourselves, from sickness to substance abuse to tiredness to praying that my cousin doesn't murder me while I'm living in their basement right now. The Bible says we can bring all these prayer requests to him and he'll answer them according to his good and perfect will. 1 John 5:14-15. And this is the confidence that we have toward him. If we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the requests that we ask of him. And he can do some crazy stuff too if we have enough faith. Did you know in Joshua 12, Joshua prayed that God would make the sun stand still, and he did it? Joshua 10:12-13. On the day the Lord gave his Israelites victory over the Amorites, Joshua prayed to the Lord in front of all the people of Israel. He said, let the sun stand still over Gibeon, and the moon over the valley of Aikon. So the sun stood still, and the moon stayed in place until the nation of Israel had defeated its enemies. Joshua had the faith that God would answer his prayer. And then because the sun stood still, Joshua had the ability to go and kill all the rest of the surviving soldiers from the Amorite kings. It's pretty edgy, but God did it for him. Now, here's the thing. Choosing to have faith, if you ask me, sometimes it can kind of suck.
You serious?
I mean, it's a great thing that we can place our trust in God to do extraordinary things, but it honestly can be pretty terrifying. This means giving up our own control in hopes of allowing God to do something supernatural and extraordinary that we're just not used to, and it is kind of scary. And God still does miracles, don't get me wrong there, but I just get scared giving it all to him, literally all of it, when I don't know what to do. Now sometimes God will give you a way through having faith, like maybe he'll open a door and give you some sort of direction to go. Faith can still be active and you can still work in your faith. And this is the one that boggles me and that I've really been just trying to think about lately. But what if having faith is literally just not doing anything about it? Just trusting that he'll take care of it. Like there's a situation looming on your mind that you've tried over and over and over and over again to solve, but you just don't know where to start. I mean, it could be a physical thing or it could be a financial thing. What I'm saying is, I've always thought we had to do some kind of work. I always thought that even if we have faith, we have to put in some kind of an effort other than just having faith. You know, like people say, you gotta lift to get big, or you gotta stay up to get it done, or you have to do some kind of work, blah, blah, blah. And I totally get that, I understand that, but can't our own strength only get us so far? I mean, when you're brought to tears, when you're brought down on your hands and knees in your weakness and trying to figure out what to do, Isn't that where God can do his best work? 2 Corinthians 12:9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And chances are the only work that we need to do is not exercise our calves, but to exercise our faith. And if you question, but what if it doesn't work? Well, God doesn't ignore you. He keeps all our tears recorded in his bottle. Psalm 56:8, you keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. He'll certainly hear all of our prayers and our petitions, and he'll keep track of all our tears. But the big question is, do you believe he did? And do you believe he's working in the midst of our patience? This is something I want to exercise more, and I pray that you guys can too. Just exercising faith rather than physical things or financial, whatever it might be. Just exercising and focusing on our faith and drawing closer to God and having more reliance on him. He's a good father who wants us to have enough faith to be able to move mountains, which I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but the point is he wants us to fully place our trust and our faith and our hope in him and just to have faith. So honestly, one of the big things I feel like we can use to try and escape from anxiety is just to have faith that God's going to take care of it, and that I know the present might seem a little bit dark and we really want to be present, but maybe just have faith that he's still working right now and let that be your joy. But I think that's all I got for today's lesson. Until next week, my dudes.